Hello, beautiful. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy, and I'm sitting on the floor again. It's just my favorite seat in the house recently. I am about to go hang out with some girlfriends. I have about 30 minutes before I actually need to leave. So I thought I would sit down and do my makeup with you guys, which is something I haven't done in a really long time. I have already done my skincare routine, and my skin is giving me heck right now. I'm just coming off my menstrual cycle, so I have too much going on. This concealer is way too light for me. I'm talking about way too light. I just haven't replaced it. That's something I'm planning on doing this month. But that is xoxo, and number, I can't see that. I'll pop it up on the screen. I do like the concealer a lot, but it's just way too light for me. And it's really pretty though. So I do plan on getting the same brand again. I just definitely need to get a lighter color. I am feeling a little, like I said, my skin is not doing what it should do for me, I feel anyway. So I am going a little bit heavier on the concealer. So this is a cream product, and I like to put it on first because I'm gonna go in with powders. And it looks like really heavy and too light right now, but when I go in with my foundation over it all, it really kind of blends itself out and then lightens me up a little bit. So I am going to a painting party. My friend invited me to her book club painting event. So I'm going in with Plain Jane Beauty. I have been rocking with this brand for a very long time. It is vegan, cruelty-free, clean brand. And it's also Black female owned. This is the shade 12, I Am Glorious. Her colors come in affirmations, which I think is so cool. So it comes with a sifter top like this. I always just pour some out in the lid like this, and then I just use the portion that's in the lid. So they read a book. I can't remember the name of the book she said they read. It's really windy. But they read a book, and so it was her pick or something, I think. And so she decided that they would do like a skyline. And because I'm going out just for a couple of hours, I'm not gonna do like a primer. I'm not gonna do a makeup primer. This is kind of like my everyday makeup look when I go into the office, and like now when I'm going to hang out with some friends, this is kind of what I do every time. I just caught a glimpse of myself in the camera, and I am overwhelmed by how much gray hair that I have, which is not that I don't like it. I love the fact that I'm getting older. I did switch subjects. Oh yeah, I will do that. I will do that a lot. It's not that I don't want to get older. Like, I love, my gosh, I was talking to my best friend yesterday about getting older. She's a few years older than me, and we were talking about it, and I was like, girl, I'm gonna have one more year before I get my AARP magazine. I'm like all excited. I've always been really excited to get older, but I don't want to wear my gray hair yet. I want to hold off on that for just a little while. And I've been meaning to color my hair for a couple of weeks, but I'm just so tired on the weekends that all I want to do is just sleep. I don't want to. Can y'all hear that wind? I don't want to do too much stuff. So I'm off weekend after next, so I'll probably take the time to do it then. So I just kind of go in with the Plain Jane Beauty. And one thing I've noticed about this does not oxidize, but it will settle into your skin and become the perfect color. I don't know how or why it does that, but it will just kind of settle in after a little while. So I like to just put it on a thin layer. And typically I never have to go back and add more to it, but every now and again I do. And then I just do, because it builds very, very easily. It is a, I want to say it's a lighter to like the first click of the medium coverage, which is why I love it. It's perfect for me and I don't have to wear a lot of it. So now I'm going in with my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer in the color, what color is this? 4 Deep. 4 Deep. I love Charlotte Tilbury products so much. I love it just so much. She has just really, really great products. Anyway, is this our third subject? This is what it's like being friends with me in real life. If you ever have had a conversation with me in real life, you can put it in the just chat below how it really is being with friends with me in real life. Because I'm going to change the subject on you 100 times. Can you see that on the floor there? That's toilet paper. Okay, anyway. I don't want to start wearing my gray hair just yet. I want to wait a little while. I actually want to start really putting my hair in protective styles, which means like braids, wigs, but I don't want to do like glue wigs. I want to do like, you know, like you can put a wig on in the day, but I want it to be, I don't care, like, it's a wig, right? But I don't want it to look so wiggy that it's just like beyond obvious, right? I want it to look a lot more natural. So I'm just going back in with my same brush that I used to put my foundation on, but I'm not adding any more product to it. I'm just trying to blend out all the work that I just did with the kind of bronzing up my face to give my face a little bit more dimension. So now I'm going to go in with my Fashion Fair loose setting powder in the color Warm Sunrise. This is also too light for me. Have I changed it? No. Do I need to? Yes. Will I? I probably won't. I'm probably just gonna use it till it's gone because I find it works for me every day. So I just do this to kind of cut it a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And remember, this is just kind of like my everyday hanging out, going to work. This is not like a date night, not doing like lashes and a bunch of stuff like that. I'm just trying not to look like I'm dead. Just a little color to my face. So then I like to do all of my face stuff first. So I'm gonna go in with my blush. This is from the brand One Size Beauty. I think they have some great products. I actually want to try their pressed powder foundation as well. I just haven't tested it out yet. So this is in the color Cheek Clapper, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to take my brush that I use for blush. Today is Sunday, and typically I wash my makeup brushes on Sunday, which I will, but right now I just needed to use them because I'm gonna go out. This is my third weekend in a row going outside. Who does she think she is? Honestly, I'm having the time of my life, y'all. I'm having a good time. But next weekend, catch me being silent. Catch me on airplane mode because I need a break. I desperately need a break. So I just take this color here in the middle and put a little bit on my brush and just take it kind of back. I like it like this. And then I'm gonna go in with another kind of, this is a small taper brush from the brand Elf. And then I'm just gonna go into the kind of highlighted shade just a little bit, like that much. Just gonna go kind of like on the top, not too much. And then it's a little bit on my nose, just a tiny bit. Give it a little glow. And then I'm gonna go back in with that same foundation brush and just tap everything out. It's gonna melt a little bit more when I put on my setting spray, but I just wanna tap it out here. So I don't consider this like a makeup tutorial by any stretch of the imagination. This is just me getting ready. But you guys, I fell in love with YouTube because of makeup tutorials. Like, I was like, oh, makeup has always been one of my absolute favorite ways of expressing myself. When I was very young, all of my cousins were much older than me, and their mother allowed them to wear makeup much earlier than mine allowed me to wear makeup. But I was always around them, and they were fashion fair junkies. It's so funny now if I'm watching a makeup tutorial and someone uses Fashion Fair for the first time, they go, "This is this new brand that I saw at Ulta. It's called Fashion Fair." I'd be like, "Legacy. It's a legacy brand." Anyway, and so I've always just loved makeup. So when I started finding makeup tutorials on YouTube, y'all, I was like, oh my God, this is my whole life. And like I said, my older cousins were always my makeup inspiration. But as I started watching YouTube, I really started getting better than them at my makeup. And it's funny now, they'll ask me different pointers and tips, and I really kind of don't have any for anybody else because I just really felt like I took the time to kind of perfect my own face, what looks good to me. And I think that's the most important thing about makeup. I used to work at this hospital in Memphis, and this girl wore like red. Her hair was like this beautiful red color, and she wore this, her eyebrows the exact same color. When people kind of look at her, I'd be like, every time I would see her, I'd be like, yes, girl, express yourself. I always thought it was so cool that she wore her brows like that, and they were very much stark from her skin and her face. But that's what makeup truly is. It's just really like an expression. And I'm not a person that tries at all to get my makeup perfect. I just like to have something on my face every single day. And so this is just the technique that I found that works for me and how I like it. And people always asking, like, you know, how do you do this? And I think it's just practice. Just, there are so many makeup gurus that I've learned techniques from. I would have to say the most influential for me in the way I do my makeup today is Jackie Aina for number one, and then Jacqueline Hill. Jacqueline Aina really taught me the importance of color matching, even though my concealer and my powder don't match me. She really taught me the importance of color matching. That's how I know it don't match. That's how I know it's not the right color. But you guys, most of the technique that I learned was from Jacqueline Hill. Her technique is just impeccable. She is the most problematic person probably on the internet, but her technique is impeccable. And I absolutely 100% will go back and look at some of her old videos, especially after 2020, when I was truly, really, really kind of rusty and wasn't used to wearing makeup. I really did go back to a lot of her old makeup videos and just start practicing all over again. I don't feel like I've gotten my skill back to where it was when I was before the pandemic, but I'm not mad at it. I mean, I'm not mad at it either, but I still will go back. I honestly, probably about once a month, I'll go back to like one of her old videos and then one of Jacqueline Hill old videos, and then I'll go in the mirror and practice, because even though do y'all hear that turkey? Can y'all hear the turkey? Why the turkey been waking me up in the morning? Anyway, I still feel like those techniques really work for me, especially the older I get. I feel like the older, quote unquote, older techniques work for me. I don't have TikTok, and I refuse to download TikTok. My friend told me the other day, you should get TikTok. You should start posting your videos on TikTok. I'm like, girl, I don't have that type of energy. But anyway, yeah, that's just what works for me. So go and just kind of research makeup tutorials. You're gonna get them, some old school ones. But there was a point on YouTube when makeup tutorials were like really pure and really good. It's like no one was really trying to make money. They were just good old makeup tutorials, and so you can still find some of those. So there are two eyeshadow palettes that I use every day. I use one of them if I feel this way and one of them if I feel another way. So they're both by the brand Lawless, and they're both the one. So this is they have a big palette called the one, but this is the little. And so this one is in No, this is little and this is baby. So I guess the color, so the eyeshadow palette itself is called little, and then this is baby. They're both really dirty. This is how my makeup drawer looks. So this one is neutral, and it's a little bit messy because I left it messy. I'm gonna clean it, but I left it messy. So very first time I opened this palette and it was messy like this, I was like, what the hell happened to my eyeshadow palette? And then I remember my sweet little cousin and I, she's 3, her name is Casey. We were putting our makeup on together and she was like dipping the brush in there. I was like, so funny. And this is called, this is Baby. Like, this is my favorite one. This is one I use all the time. And I'll usually pick a color. I have used all of them pretty much, but I usually pick a color like this one. And if I'm just doing something like I'm doing today, just hanging out, I'll take this brush, like this fluffy brush. This is from the brand It Cosmetics, but I don't know what type of brush it is. And I'll just kind of dip it in this color, this one, and I'll start at the bottom, like at my lash line, and I'll just kind of swipe it on. And it's pretty thick, heavy, I should say, here at the bottom. And then I'll just kind of lightly go up into the crease area. I don't choose another color. I don't try to make it too pretty. I just kind of want the color to look like it's fading into one another. That's because this is just an everyday makeup look. Look, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I do want to kind of pull myself together. And so this is just how I do it. I make it heavier at the bottom, and then I go up a little bit into the crease area with the same brush. Just drag the color up. Don't add any more to the brush, just use it. And typically, as you saw me dip it in kind of for one eye and then the other eye, is kind of how I do it. And that makes it super, super simple for me. And sometimes I'll drag it underneath here. I'm gonna go ahead and do it today. I feel like this makes me look really complete. When I wear glasses, I don't usually drag it down here. But since I have contacts on today, I'm gonna go ahead and drag it down here. And it's not really heavy. When I'm going out at night, I'll make it much heavier. But I just feel like this is, I don't know, I really just like the look of it. So that's how I do it. I feel like my makeup is really complete when I do it this way. And that is all for the eyeshadow. And so now I'm gonna go in with my mascara. I have uber super curly lashes, so I don't use a curler or anything, and I don't have a cruelty-free, vegan, clean beauty. Everything else I've used is cruelty-free and vegan. This is the only thing that I'm using that's not. I don't have a mascara that I love. I've tried quite a few, but I just haven't found any that I love just yet. So I'm going to just coat underneath them just to kind of put something on them. This usually doesn't work for me. As you can see, you can't even see anything. I can in my mirror, but you can't see anything. So I just do one underneath just to kind of get them coated. And I'm gonna wait a few minutes, let it dry out a little bit. And then I'll go inside of them. And then I'll bring them out just a little bit more. I am not thrilled with my skincare. I need to do, I'm really out of my favorite products, that's the thing. And I've been so busy at work. I haven't taken the time to just get on Sephora and order the things that I really need. But I was telling you earlier, I've been going out a lot lately. About a month or so ago, my cousin, who I haven't seen in a really long time, messaged me on Facebook and said that she was going to be in Nashville for the weekend, which was like 3 weekends ago. And so when she said that, my initial response was, oh, I wish I could see her like that. And so I just told her, I was like, oh, I hope you have so much fun here. You should go to the National African American Music Museum. And if you get a chance, you should go walk on Vanderbilt's campus because it's beautiful. And she was just like, okay, thank you. So my cousin is still a Jehovah's Witness and I'm not. So this is from NYX. It's red. That's the color of it. I think that is cruelty free and vegan. I think it is. And then this is from the brand Propa Beauty. I'm not sure if they're still in business. And this is the color Dream It. It's more of a pinky red, but I like lining my lips with the red first. This is kind of my favorite lipstick to wear. So anyway, I didn't know if she would be willing to see me because she's still a Jehovah's Witness and I am not. And so I was really nervous, but I wanted to see her so bad, you guys. I just wanted to see her so bad because it's probably been about a good 15 years since I've seen her. And so I just decided to put my big girl panties on and I messaged her. I was like, hey, I know you're gonna be in Nashville in like a weekend or so. And I don't go to the Kingdom Hall anymore, but I would love to see you. If you're uncomfortable, I totally understand. I'm okay. We don't have to see each other, but I just want to let you know I would love to see you. And she messaged me back. She was like, I don't care about that. Yes, I want to see you very, very much. And I was so excited, you guys. So I got to see her and her nieces, which are also my cousins. They're 26 and 23 now. I haven't seen them since they were like 8. Oh my gosh. Because I've seen them, I think I've seen them like since I've actually seen her, like when they were still little though. And I got to spend time with them. It was so amazing. I loved every single second of it. And we made plans and we've been keeping up with each other. We have each other's phone numbers now. And we follow each other on Instagram now. And I'm like, hey, look at this plant. And she was like, yesterday she messaged me. She was like, hey, what's your address? And I was like, oh, what are you sending me? So anyway, I gave it to her. So I had such a great time with them. And that particular weekend, oh, I got mascara all over my lid. That particular weekend, I was so tired because work had really been kicking my ass. So if you guys can tell, I have mascara here on my lid. I'm gonna let that dry and then I'll take it out with a toothpick. No. Q-tip. So that was so nice. And then the following weekend, you should have seen that vlog already when I spent time with my friend Keish. We spent so many hours together, you guys. You can't tell in the vlog, obviously, but we spent hours together. And it was amazing spending that time with Keish. She was so generous and let me just vent about things that I've been going through at work. I guess you could tell I needed it. But anyway, I must make plans with her soon so she can get the vent too, because she didn't get to talk that much today. I had so much crap going on because of work. But then yesterday my best friend was in town. Her daughter was touring one of the local colleges, and so the daughter had to go off and do something because she is an athlete. And so she was like, I can't be with her during this time, so let's, you know, hang out. And I was like, oh my goodness, we haven't hung out together for this long in literal years. Okay, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Magic in a bottle. I think every other setting spray before this one was a gimmick. This is the real stuff. Anyway, so I spent time with my best friend yesterday. We had pasta, wine, ice cream, and we were together for 4 hours. 4 hours. It was so nice. I felt so rejuvenated after we spent time together. I hope she did too, but I was just like, this is amazing. When we left, she said, I'll be back at the end of July and I'll be here for 2 days, because she has to do something else. Like, she has to play, the daughter, which I call my little bestie, has to play like in a tournament. So she'll be here and we'll get to spend time together again. And then right now, I'm gonna go meet my friend Michelle, who has a book club, and we're gonna go paint. I think I told you guys that. I'm gonna wear Santal Vanille by the Seven Virtues. This is like, I consider this like my signature fragrance. I love it so much. So I am I'm doing that this weekend. I mean today. So I have been really doing stuff, and even I think it's really good for me, even though I'm exhausted and I want to say no to everyone. I do it anyway because I'm really trying not to let my job ruin my life. Like, my job is like so overwhelming and unbearable right now, but I don't want that to ruin my life. That's my makeup. That didn't take that long. Oh yes it did, it took a long time. I got to go. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, listening to me ramble while we chat about makeup. It's one of my absolute favorite things to do. This felt more natural than I thought it would. Makeup tutorials always make me so freaking nervous. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I get on here and tell you anything else, but doing makeup makes me so nervous. But anyway, this was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it too. Also, let me know in the comment section, how are you enjoying all the videos every day? We will discuss at the end of the month how this was not easy. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, beautiful.